Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. I hated changing the shear bolt. There are people who will happily go and change a shear bolt at the beginning of the day, and then they spend all day sitting in their comfortable, clean, air-conditioned cab, covered in dust and grease and grime from changing the shear bolt, and they're not concerned about it in the slightest. They have no worries whatsoever about the fact that they're now covered in grease and grime and dirt, and it's getting all over their cab. That's something that I used to hate that. I did. I really genuinely hated that. You're getting all this dirt all over the cab. I used to carry around a bottle of water so that I could wash my hands after I had changed the shear bolt on the baler. Yes, there were plenty of drivers who would laugh at me for such practices, but there were also plenty of drivers who would do the same. So I'm definitely not alone in that. It's just something that I personally absolutely hate, and that is spending a day driving with, covered in grime and dirt. And I know that some of you are saying, yeah, but you were a farmer. Don't farmers get covered in grime? And yeah, but we also don't necessarily like to spend an entire day sitting in a clean, comfortable, air-conditioned cab. And you can spend many hours sat in such a cab. You don't want to be doing that, all covered in dirt and grime. Yeah, if you're doing a job where you're outside and it's a lot more hands-on, or you're doing a job where you're constantly in and out of the tractor, that's fine. You know, I fully accept that I'm going to be covered in mud and dust and everything else from dawn till dusk. So what? Makes no real concern to me. But if I am going to be spending a day sat inside a nice, warm, comfortable cab, or a cool, comfortable cab, depending on the time of year, the last thing I want is to be covered in just anything, like dust and so on. I want to be nice and clean and comfortable in that cab, and I will fight to maintain my comfort. I absolutely will fight to maintain my comfort. It means a lot to me. It does. It's very important to me, my comfort. Now, which way are we going with this one? I'll tell you what, I'm going to take this one over this side. I do normally have it going out the right-hand side rather than this side, but today I'm going to leave it running here because I'm just going to start this one right on this side of the fields. Going to go there and going to engage the hired help, and he is naturally going to leave a bit behind because he always does this one on the fly. I don't know why they do that. I am going to stick with it just a minute, though. I want to make sure he doesn't try and do something really monumentally stupid, like turn in the wrong direction and then dump more straw out onto this road over here, because that was... yeah, that bit of straw is stuck there until the end of this series. There is nothing we can do unless we buy that patch of land right there. And I did ask that before, and I've had the feedback. Nobody wants me doing forestry in this series. Like, that is unanimous. Everybody that commented on it said, no, definitely, we don't want forestry in this series. Don't do it. So I'm going to be buying that sort of towards the end when I've got mountains of cash kicking around with nothing to do, and then I can finally go and get rid of that little bit of straw. But in the meantime, it's not an option. We're not going to be able to go and do that. Now, what I'm going to do here is, as I've just about gone all the way across the field, like I've done twice around the edge, it should be enough for us to turn round, I would hope. I'm going to bring you up like that, so we're just sort of on halfway, and I'm going to change it over to standard hired help, like that. Right, you go that way. You are just about full on that tank, so I do need to go and empty you out. I've got a combine down there that is now empty. We're much closer to finishing everything in here. I've got a pass to do there and one down the other end with our forage wagon. That's not going to be difficult. And then I've got the hay to go and get. Well, I also have got all the rest of the straw to pick up, which is going to take a minute or two, but I'm not quite so concerned about that bit. That bit is a minor detail. So I'm going to put you to there, like that. And then I'm going to go here and just have a look. And yeah, there he goes. Of course, he's going to leave a bit behind. Why wouldn't he? I'm going to go to you. And we're going to run this one back over to the truck a minute. And I'm just going to start it unloading. And then I will be using this one in the last little field. Go and do a bit in there, but it's not an urgent thing. We need to get the straw picked up. That's kind of our top priority right now. So if I bring you over this way, I can then go and get my forage wagon and bring that up and start getting the straw on the ends of the fields here. So that is ready for the rake. So you want to go there, like that. And then I want to go here. You carry on, mate. You're fine. You stay where you are. Well, you're doing a really good job. I like this. It's looking neat and tidy here. The only problem is where we've got these clumps of straw that we have to go and pick up with this bad boy. But I'll deal with that in a minute. I don't need to worry about it for a second. I just need to get up the top and clear the little bits that are on the ends of the field to make way for that rake once it gets up there. Using the straw, like the straw runs that we've got at the moment, we do still use the rake, and it makes it a little bit quicker for us to go and gather the straw up. Once we upgrade our combines again to the really big bad boy that we can go and get, we won't be worrying about raking the straw. It'll just be a question of going and gathering it all up. But we will also have a larger machine that will be gathering it up with as well. We won't just be getting it with this little tiny one that we've got. So I'm going to bring you over there, and I'm going to try and get right round here, because you're going to do that, and you're going to reverse up just at the same time as I scoot on through, which I think was excellent timing, to be honest. Don't want to blow my own trumpet too much here, but I thought that was an exquisite bit of driving right there. And you back round here like this, and then up through there. I did pick up the pickup reel as I went over the rough ground there. I didn't leave it down on the ground. Alright, I wasn't being irresponsible or trying to damage my machine in any way. I was being a very responsible driver. And I come round there, like that. So, yeah, like, you do have to do turns, but as we know, as I've been over many times, the PTO shafts, especially on a machine like this, they've got double joints on them. They don't just have a single joint, you have a double-jointed PTO on it. And the PTO itself is actually a double joint built into the thing. But you have like a double extension of this, so that even if you turn a really sharp corner, it's still, each part is, with the way that the basic PTO shaft is kind of angled and shaped, when you have a 90-degree turn on the PTO shaft, you haven't actually got any part of it rotated at 90 degrees. Like, it's not 90 degrees and coming round. It is a bit difficult for it to make the change on it, like to make the turn, but it's got like a little extra bit. Picture a trailer with a dolly on the front of it. Now, when you turn your truck at 90 degrees to the, so just like a flatbed truck, when that one is turned at 90 degrees to the trailer, you got the dolly going in between them. So you haven't actually got, at any point on the pivot, anything turning at 90 degrees. It's turning at 45 degrees. So the front part of the PTO is the front part of the truck, and then the back part of the PTO is the trailer. And then you've got a joint in the middle that the dolly would represent the joint in the middle. And so each angle, you've got two angles there. You've got an angle between the truck and the dolly, and that's at 45 degrees. And then you've got another angle between the trailer and the dolly, and that's another 45 degrees. That's basically how PTO works. the basic simple PTO. It has two angles at 45 degrees that connect together, and because of the way they rotate, it doesn't actually like break anything. However, a 45-degree angle on a PTO is still putting a lot of pressure on it, and you will still see it juddering and you'll see it clanking, because each time it rotates around that 45-degree mark, it's putting a lot of pressure on those joints, and that's a little bit much. So now what you get on a lot of PTOs, small stuff not so much, but like a machine like this, that is almost definitely a double joint PTO in there. Much more common on anything that's got 21 spline shaft, which is for a much higher PTO speed. The older ones that only have a 540 speed on them, which is a 16 spline shaft. Maybe less than that. No, it's not 16. It's 12. I don't remember how many splines. 21 splines, like a star-shaped one almost. But the other one, the smaller one that runs at the slower speed of 500, that one doesn't have as many machines on it that will run that need like a double joint on them. You're more likely to get something that doesn't have double joint on it. I'm trying to think of how many splines. You know what, I don't know. It doesn't matter. But the point is that a lot of the PTOs have got a double joint on them. So you don't have anything... And now you go back to our truck and trailer, and instead of having one dolly between the truck and the trailer, you've now got 3 dollies between the truck and the trailer. You have a normal PTO joint, which is the truck, 1 dolly, trailer, so 45-degree angles. But imagine then that you've got another dolly and another trailer stuck on the back. But instead of the middle trailer being a full-size trailer, it's actually just a really, really, really short one that is about the same size as the dolly, right? So now you've got these 3 in succession. So none of them will have a 45-degree angle on them. They will all... It doesn't, like, come out perfectly even every time, but you've got roughly on those 3 an even spread between the 90-degree angles. So instead of 2 angles at 45 degrees, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 yeah, of course you got 4 of them at about 22.5 degrees each. And that's a lot easier mechanically for anything to be spinning round. It's not going to be causing that same level of potential damage to anything that is currently being used. And that's what a double PTO is. So I don't know if, I know that, you know, I'm not the best at like trying to explain a visual thing without actually showing it visually, but I'm hoping that the whole dollies on the truck can like help you get a grasp of how exactly the PTO looks on the inside. And this is where somebody actually comes along and says, well, close frith but no cigar, it's just got more joints than that. It could very well do. It could very well do. It wouldn't surprise me if I have gotten that a little bit wrong, but yeah, it's been a while since I have had a close-up look at any of them. So yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sure that I probably have got that a bit wrong, but I'm also sure that it's not so inaccurate as to like be completely barking up the wrong tree. It's like it's roughly. I think we'll just go with roughly. I think that's how it kind of works. So anyway, that's that bit. We don't need to worry about that anymore. But that's why you don't want to turn too sharp. But you can get away with it because you can still turn sharp now, and the PTO is not gonna absolutely destroy itself because it's got all these extra angles in it that can turn. So each point of pressure, each point of rotation on the pivots is not getting massive amounts of pressure in there. It's not doing stuff to it that could potentially absolutely destroy the machine because of the way that they are now designed. So it does work an awful lot better than it ever used to. Right, you I think we will take you over this way so that we can start picking this up. I've got that combine up the top that is running. I'm going to just move this one out of the field here a minute. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drive over here and I'm going to unload the 161. He's only got 4,000 litres on board. But if I grab it now, then he should be clean to go right across the field and back again without too much hassle. Should be a nice thing. So I'll bring you down to there. He's going to leave a great big lump of straw at the end of the field there. But that one's only got to do one more pass up and back, and then he'll be done. He won't need to do any more than that. Bring you forward a little bit. I thought I was just about done, but I wasn't. I miscalculated. Alright, now we can go. I'll just dump this into that truck up there. I don't know how much we got now. There's another 14,000 about to drop in there, and then we're going to have another load after this. We haven't filled the truck up completely, so we're not like an entire thing full, but it's definitely more than halfway at this point. 250,000 I think that truck takes. Let's have a look. I was going to leave it and then not worry about it. Why are you... I really cannot understand why this one does... Why does it? Does anybody have any idea why it does this? Why does it go all the way across the field? Like, it works the way across, and then it turns around and starts going back again. I thought that the whole AI thing was supposed to be able to figure out that it doesn't need to do that. But for this one, it does, and I cannot fathom why. It doesn't actually make any logical sense to me. Right, I'm going to do that. I've switched the direction of travel of the straw so that it heads over to that side of the machine now. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to work its way up and down this side of the field without any issues. You are 182,000, which is... We're going to have... I think we will end up with over 200. Alright, what we got left on here... I'll probably stop the big combine once it gets down to the bottom. Here, this one... Actually, I'm going to bring this one here. I don't need to bring this one anywhere, actually, because once the other combine gets down to the end, it can turn round, and then I can park this one underneath it, and then it'll carry on again. You're doing fine, so I want this one, and I will just get started on picking up a bit of this straw. I've sold 2 loads so far. I think what I will probably do now is gather up the straw here, like this. Just going to pick that one up a minute, and come on round. Put it down again. I've left my front weight somewhere. Oh, I left it over there. I think I'm probably going to want that for doing this job. That would make life a little bit better for us, I think, because as we start to sort of weigh down, we're going to be glad of having a bit of extra weight on the front wheels just to, like, keep us down on the ground and give us a decent bit of grip here and there when we might need it. So I will go and get that in a minute. Helper I is blocked by an object. I'm guessing that because I parked my forage wagon, not forage wagon, my auger wagon neat and tidy and well away from the crop field, the combine has decided to travel halfway across into the middle of nowhere and then say that it doesn't like it. How are you blocked by an object if you're parked over there? Unless that one was blocked by an object and he just didn't like... You know what? I'm going to just unhitch that one. Ooh! It's not this one at all. I know what's blocked by an object. Oh, no, he's not blocked by... He's not blocked by anything. He's carrying on fine. Carry on regardless. Oop. I don't want to stop that one. Okay, well, in which case, I will take this one up over here. I thought I was going to get another 20,000 litres. I don't think I am, actually. I've got 6,000 here, and there's 4,500. There's 6,500 in here. So this, we got 11,000 on the 2 combines at the moment. So I'll go to this tractor, and I'll take the 4.5 off of there, and then we're going to get maybe another 2,000 litres on here. So we're looking at about 13,000 litres, I think, possibly just a tiny bit more than that. Not very much, though. There ain't a lot in it. Right, that is going in there, isn't it? Yes, just. Half of it's going on the floor, but we're going to pretend that's not happening. And we're going to go back over here, and I'm going to carry on picking up this. I want to get this field cleared. So let's go back up there, and then... Oops. I want to lower that down. Bring that on down here like this. Yeah, we do get all of this field into the wagon without any problem. That does fit. Nice and simple. We're going to have several runs between here and the where the cattle yard is, and ideally what I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to dump the straw down somewhere and stick it into the trailer on our truck and run it up there. That would be a better option for us if we were able to do that. The only way that we can actually make that work is if I had a silo here that I was able to put bulk straw into, which is the silo that I want to go and put down at the cattle yard. So I can't really do that. Yes, I could do fewer trips if I was to upgrade our forage wagon right now, and I am tempted to do that. But at the same time, that thing costs a load of money, and I want money at the moment for our buying up that one, buying a silage clamp, and also buying a total mixed... We're going to need a mixed feeder. I want a mixed feeder to be able to do some stuff with, and that's also going to cost us money. So I want cows, I want the ability to feed the cows, and I want other things as well. So there's a lot of stuff that I want, and I'm not going to be able to get it all, so we're kind of just... I might just have to leave the forage wagon just for a minute. I'm sure there are other things that I said that I was going to get, and that I have now completely forgotten all about. That wouldn't surprise me at all, and it probably wouldn't surprise anybody that has watched this channel for more than 20 minutes. So whatever else it was that I said I was definitely going to get, as I don't remember what any of it was, I do apologize, but that's kind of the way things are right now. I'm just wondering what might be the best way to go about doing this. I mean, like, I can get the straw here, and then I can start running it backwards and forwards to the farm. I am wondering if perhaps the best option, and yeah, see, I want my front weight. Going up the hill here, I would definitely be going faster if I had that front weight. And I still want to go over and have a look at that building over there. I'm just trying to think what the best option to be. I'm taking this over to the cows at the moment because I want to put this in for them, and I want to have them, so they've got straw. I want the cows to have straw. This is straw for the cows. That's kind of like the first thing that we want to get done over there. And then once they've got their bedding in, I want to get that hay that is currently laid out in the field, and I want them to be able to do something with that. And then I want to be able to start moving the straw from here over to the cattle. But what I'm wondering is if I should take the straw that's down in the bottom two fields, sell that in the barn, and then the straw on these top two fields, which is an awful lot closer to the cattle yard. This stuff right here, especially that field, just right next to it. We run that quickly through. We can just bring it through this side, or we can go up the end of the field and quickly skip across the river up there on that little bridge. There's a lot of bridges on this river. And go and run that through over that way. And store it in the new silo that we'll buy as soon as we have sold all of the barley that we are just about to go and do now, because the combine is full. It's not just that he's full. The combine is done. The combine is finished. It's all completely done. We should then have enough to get our bulk storage system, which means that we can put it in there. I can come back down this way, and I can put stuff in for cow and drop all the hay in for the cows, as much as we can fit in there, and then the rest of it can go into the bulk storage system. same as all the straw that we're going to get from here. And I'll do the, well, I might go and get a little bit of hay right now. Not lots, just some. Let me just have a look here a second. Cows. We have 70% productivity. We've already got some hay in for them. So, actually, I don't need to worry about picking up the hay until after I've done all the straw. We'll do the straw first. So, I've got 70% productivity on there right now. Reproduction rate is 85 hours and 45 minutes. So, I'm going to unload as much straw as I can put in here right now, which isn't going to be massive amounts, but it's going to be enough to keep us out of mischief. And then I'll run back with whatever we've got left over and go to the bottom. Right, so we'll run this back now. But well, before I do that, I'm going to skip forward there. So we've consumed a little. Actually, if we've consumed straw, it should have changed all the numbers. We had 85 hours. We've gained 10% effectiveness by putting in that straw. With 85 hours reproduction rate, it's now down to 75 hours reproduction rate. That is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fan-jolly-tastic. So just dump in that little bit there. 19,000 litres of straw. This is brilliant. So the only way that we can improve this now is if we put total mixed ration. Right now, they're eating hay. They're not touching the grass. That fresh grass will stay there until the end of time, so long as there is hay in here. So we don't necessarily want to overload this one with hay. I mean, we are going to be getting more cows still, so there's going to be a bit more money. But that hay that we got there, the more of it that I can put into storage, the better. Because what that's going to mean is I'll be able to use that to start making our total mixed ration. And getting the total mixed ration is quite an important thing. And, you know, I just had a thought. Uh-oh, I hear you all cry. The cattle feed mixer is 195,000. Okay. Now, if I drop back a minute, and I go to the silos that I'm looking at getting, so that I can store plain straw in here, that is 180,000. Now, that's the only way that I'm going to be able to store straw. Right? I need that 180,000 in order to be able to store straw. But having this one now means that I can immediately start making product. I don't have enough money, so I can't see where it will go. But this one takes fresh grass. Oh, wait a minute. No, you've got to have silage to go in the side. What I was thinking is that we could just dump the straw straight into that bit of the feed mixer, and then the next lot of straw from our next harvest could go into the other one. I won't do that at the moment. We'll leave the feed mixer until after we've got the silage bunker in place, and we've got the storage unit in place as well. We'll get those down first, and then we will worry about the other bits. So I can get the combines emptied out and cleared off of the field in just a moment, and that's going to be kind of like the next job to go and do once I have taken this down the bottom and start. I'm just going to get this down there and start it unloading, actually. We don't need it at the moment. It's only, yeah, I know that there's room in here for more. But both the combines are now done. We've completely finished our harvest, which means that I can get that unloaded, and then I can go and take that barley and I can sell it to whoever is going to give us the most money. And selling that will... Unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. A massive thank you to everybody who has earned their way into the Great Book of Names. To find out some more details about all the names coming past, please head into the description and click on the link to the Discord. It's a link to another video. The link is on the other video. Please also consider checking out the links there for Nitrado, who provide gaming servers for games like Farming Simulator, Minecraft, Ark, and several others. And there's also Fanatical, who will help support your gaming habit by providing you with cheap games and also giving me a small commission on anything that you buy using my link. If you've enjoyed this particular video, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.